William was motherless at 8 and orphaned away at the age of 13. William Wordsworth spent his youth in the wild and the beautiful landscapes of the Lake District. After studying in Cambridge, William moved to France. He quickly became a supporter of the revolution and fell in love. The love affair resulted in a daughter, and the revolution turned into a bloodbath.
Wordsworth went back to England, abandoning both his daughter and the mother. During a long and intense crisis of guilt and remorse, William tried to find his identity as a person and poet. After a while, Wordsworth recovered with the help of his fellow poet and friend Samuel Taylor Coleridge. The friendship continued, and they wrote a lot of poems together, which led them to releasing lyrical ballads.
William Wordsworth and Romanticism. Romanticism was arguably the largest artistic movement of the late 1700s. William Wordsworth has had a great influence, and many of its values and beliefs can still be seen in contemporary poetry. The poem is saying to stop spending so much time indoors, in this case reading books, and to go out and experience the world. The message is that nature can teach you many things about yourself and the world, and that it does this better than any book can. This poem is still very relevant today, as many people spend lots of the time indoors and do not get to spend much time in outdoors. It is still relevant because nature can still teach people the same things.
So the poem says that there is much more to learn and experience outside in the nature than there is in books. The character is being encouraged to put his books down and go out in nature to learn things that his book could never teach him. Each stanza of the poem is made out of 4 lines. Every second line in the stanza rhymes. It's an alternate rhythm. This is, for example, seen in stanza 2. The sun above the mountain's head, a refreshing luster mellow, through all the long green fields has spread his first sweet every evening yellow. And there is head and spread and mellow and yellow that rhymes.
Okay, moving on to language. The language that has been used in the poem is very formal, and there's been used many uncommon words and phrases such as lure, come forth, hug, and blithe. Some of the phrases are difficult to understand because the words are being very formal and not often used in everyday language.
Personification is shown in line 4, stanza 3. Let nature be your teacher. If you give nature an employment, you give nature a human-like feature. Personification is also shown in stanza 4. She has a world of ready wealth. In this stanza, Wordsworth promotes the world as a she. A she or a woman is typically characterized as a warm and nursing character. Spontaneous wisdom breathed by wealth, true breathed by cheerfulness. Health is the wisdom given by wisdom.
Okay, now to emotion. The emotion in the poem is what nature can offer you. There is a positive attitude shown which encourages the reader and the character to want to experience what nature can teach them. And the theme is nature as a teacher. The poem shows that the education we can receive from experiencing nature is more superior than knowledge we get from books.
Romantic elements. Interest in nature, stanza 4, line 4, quote, let nature be your teacher. Individualism. The poem should serve as a call to individualism. Dislike of science, stanza 8, line 1 and 2, quote, enough of science and of art, close up those barren leaves.
The poem creates an image of beautiful woods, mountains, the sun, green fields, and other elements of nature. This is done by using adjectives to describe things. The use of these adjectives creates a clear picture of the reader's mind. For example, the sun above the mountain's head, a refreshing luster mellow, through all the long green fields has spread his first sweet sweet evening yellow.
Now moving on to sound. It almost feels like birds singing. This is also described in the poem. And hark how blithe the throstle sings. The purpose of this poem is for it to be understandable for everyone, as the poet encourages the reader to put down their books and let nature be their teacher.